Like, what is that? What does it mean to go viral? And Hunter, I kind of want to hear your philosopher-esque definition to put you on the spot here.
I sort of feel, I mean, so it's a very different vibe now than it would have been at another point in history, right? Because of the pacing, the speed at which things can pick up.
Mm-hmm.
So I think entering into the zeitgeist of a culture or a subculture temporarily, where like you are the one who is talked about. You, when people make a reference in regard to you or something about your content, other people get it who aren't necessarily a part of the same community, right? Like, obviously, if somebody's talking about my stuff in my Discord and somebody else in Discord's like, yeah, I watched that too, you can see why that would happen. The virality is that sort of explosive social and cultural explosion. It can be explosive explosion. Can really get to double dip?
Absolutely.
Explosive explosion that is sort of taking a subset of communication by storm. That big burst in exposure and whatnot. And recognition, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Does that fit?
Yeah, I think that's pretty good. I don't know what I would add to that. I feel like there's like different levels, right? Like there's something that like Baby Yoda was like probably one of the biggest viral things that was around the past few months, right? Because it just like was like so commonplace. People were, you know, making merch from it and memes, and it was like anything, just what anyone talked about at the time. And then you have like what you said, Hunter, where it's like something that takes force within maybe not like your community, but in the sphere. So the sphere of like streaming or gaming, like, you know, Negs, I'm sure we'll talk about like your clips and stuff. But that, like, you know, blowing up to the point where it's like gamers and other cultures are talking, or circles are talking about it.
I've always kind of thought a good way to differentiate between like going viral versus having something blow up on a scale that feels like blowing up to you, because to a bunch of people, a tweet getting 100 likes can feel like blowing up. 1,000 likes can feel like blowing up.
Context.
The barometer that I kind of use is, can somebody describe who they're talking about without using your name and have somebody that doesn't consume their content know what that is? So saying, you know, if I say to you, the girl who went viral for using a bunch of different camera angles and the funny news broadcast thing, we all know I'm talking about Paladin Amber, you know? Like, if you can say, I saw somebody with in their bio the other day, the guy who originally did the tweet about the phrase casual sex implies ranked competitive sex. And it's like, if I say that, if I'm like, oh, it's the casual versus competitive sex tweet guy, you know what I mean? If you can describe somebody without using their name and without having to use multiple references, I feel like that's the threshold of like something really went viral, you know?
Recognition, yeah.